Hey up, it's Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek, and it's Saturday, which means it's UFO Day. Apologies for the camera angle. I'm trying out my other camera again today, so that's why it's a little bit strange. I've got it up above the other one. I've nowhere else to put it, so we're just giving it a go. It's another what's on the fly UFO news. So we'll get the news window up. There it is. I shall refresh it. So there we go. So straight up, new one here. Eerie UFO sighting similar to creepy Skinwalker Ranch where 50-foot discs and mutilated cows were seen. So let's have a look at that one, eh? By the way, as I said, we're just doing this on the fly. I haven't got anything arranged. So I'll just open up a new window. The US sun, the sun's not spreading to America now, has it? It's not bad enough we've got it over here. Oh, there's a video. We'll look at that in a minute. We'll have a read first. A chilling UFO sighting is eerily similar to creepy Skinwalker Ranch where 50-foot discs and mutilated cows were seen, a witness has claimed. Known as the most scientifically studied paranormal hotspot on the planet, Skinwalker Ranch in Vernal, Utah has been monitored for decades. And there's a picture of a gate. Oh, that's the cast from the Skinwalker Ranch, what they call it. Is it The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, isn't it? Which I do actually quite enjoy. Look, they've stuck poor old, I forgot his name now, that scientist, over on the left by himself. All there huddled together, he's by himself on the left. And that's Brandon Fugel, who owns Skinwalker Ranch, and there's something a bit off about him, I must admit. Probably it might be a lovely fella, I don't know, but I saw a thing on YouTube with him doing an interview and that, and something a little bit off. Anyway, according to testimony from the National UFO Reporting Centre, NUFORC, a witness at Mapleton, Utah, reported seeing a circular-shaped object that looked like a planet in the sky near the moon, which it probably was, because I think both Jupiter and Mars have been near the moon recently. After checking it wasn't a planet and taking pictures and video, well, if they checked it wasn't a planet, did they check that, make sure it wasn't Jupiter or Mars? Anyway, the witness said it's also too large at that distance to be a drone or at least a civilian drone. What I saw is a head scratcher for sure. Skinwalker Ranch is a couple of hours away, and what I saw looks exactly like what they've seen over the ranch multiple times if you've seen the show. Skinwalker Ranch has armed security and surveillance 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It was previously involved with a Pentagon-funded black budget project. I don't know if it was. I think that's pushing it a bit. To study UFO activity, cattle mutilations, and other unexplained phenomena. The ranch is also known for being a living laboratory that studies other intelligence and possible interdimensional phenomena. The National Institute for Discovery Science also used the ranch in the past to research paranormal activity. Brandon Fugel, one of the most prominent commercial real estate investors in Utah, has owned the land since 2016 after purchasing it from aerospace tycoon Robert Bigelow. Whatever happened to him? Is he still knocking about? He was supposed to be building hotels in space, wasn't he, Robert Bigelow? Is he still doing that? He had been interested in the mysteries of the universe from an early age and bought the land to aid in the study of possible extraterrestrial life. If you look at that YouTube video I saw, I can't remember, I'll try and find it and put it in the description. He's got a big collection of movie memorabilia, proper, on-screen props and stuff like that. So he's a big sci-fi buff, is Brandon Fugel. Where were we? Fugel gave full access to a research team headed by Dr. Travis Taylor, that's the fella, who has worked for the US Department of Defense and NASA in 2021. He's also been on Ancient Aliens. Dr. Taylor's full-scale investigation was the focus of an 8-part series called The Curse of Skinwalker Ranch. What are you talking about, 8 parts? It's on about season 3 now, something like that. Fugel said as early as 1911, the homesteaders started seeing... Oh, excuse me. Tickly nose again. Going to have an argument. Started seeing unexplained phenomena. By 1979, there were a lot of UFO sightings being documented. People who visit the ranch have had really acute medical episodes, everything from nausea to perception-altering experiences and even temporary paralysis. And then the Sherman family acquired the property in 1992 and were witness to some of the most disturbing events on record. There were daylight cattle mutilations. We are talking about surgically precise dissections. Or dissections, that says, isn't it? They were drained of their blood. As much as 25% of the herd were lost. During the probe, his team witnessed multiple UFO sightings, heard shocking accounts of cows being virtually turned inside out, and noticed strange anomalies in the ground beneath the ranch and the skies above. The existence of the $15 million Pentagon study was first revealed in a story published in the New York Times in 2017, which sent shockwaves around the world. Further details then emerged in a report looking into the work of the US Defense Department's mysterious Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, ATIP. Documents acquired from Bigelow Aerospace, a private company contracted to conduct work on behalf of the ATIP, indicate the program studied UFOs and other apparent paranormal phenomena. That company was founded in 1999 by hotel billionaire Bigelow, who has a long-held interest in the paranormal, including the mysterious Roswell incident in New Mexico. Before buying the ranch, Fugel said he was a skeptic. I have never seen a UFO, a ghost, an orb, or anything of the sort in my life. Those first 6 months of owning it, I really saw nothing myself that would lead me to believe that there was anything unusual. I forgot to put my light on, didn't I? Just a minute. Hope you can see me properly. Yeah, probably too bright now. But there we go. We'll give that a go. That all changed when he and others witnessed what he believes was a flying saucer hovering above the hills surrounding the ranch. We saw what can only be described as an unidentified flying object, a craft, a 40, 50-foot long silver disc hovering right above the mesa, whatever. He said, just a hill. It's a hill, innit? This wasn't just a blinking light in the sky or something that was a little bit ambiguous. This was a solid object that appeared out of nowhere, could move in the blink of an eye, and over a 20-second period perform manoeuvres that I believe defy any propulsion physics we're acquainted with. And in the documentary, he tells, at that precise moment, one of the cows on the ranch suddenly collapsed. Fugel has also revealed how Bigelow told him the spooky ranch was at the heart of a multi-million-dollar probe by the US government into the supernatural. In a live stream with Alien Con, he said, Bigelow and his advisors did disclose to me that this property had been the centre for a Pentagon-funded black-budget program that ran for 5 years. Tens of millions of dollars were dedicated to that effort, and dozens of high-level scientists, military operatives and officials were involved in that investigation. He was then informed that the results of the long-running probe would remain classified and confidential even if he bought the 500-acre ranch. At first I was a little troubled by that. I felt as if I was buying the property. I should be privy to those details, but I quickly changed my view. There is something to be said for bringing a fresh set of eyes to the property. He said not knowing the Pentagon's findings enabled his own team of specialists to look into the mysteries without any preconceived ideas. Oh, that's it. That's your lot. And there's some stills from wherever. There's an object in the sky. There's a dead cow. So let's have a look at the video, see what the video shows us. Right. Can you see it properly? Well, I'm going to have to move this over a bit, over there a little bit. Right. Let's press play, see what happens.
The legend is that things happen on this ranch.
Yeah, that's spiking.
That could be dangerous.
It's coming from up there.
The signal was coming from the sky.
What
It's
is
a
that?
trailer
You guys
for
see
secrets.
that?
Give
Flew
walk
up
around.
behind the mesa.
There it is again.
Whoa, that's a definite beam.
The moment that object appeared, the cow reacted.
We're dealing with some kind of intelligence that has the ability to paralyze. It felt like someone was knocking from under the floor.
What is that? Is that a fragmented bone? Could be human remains. We have something active beneath this property.
It stinks in here. I don't want to stand here very long.
We were just exposed to ionizing radiation.
My head is killing me.
This is serious. I think it's time to go to the hospital.
I wanted to get out here as soon as I could. Who or what could we be dealing with?
There's something of significant size down there.
Is it saucer shape?
Yes.
Let's geek it up.
Look at that.
What is that?
Why is that rocking like that?
What we saw tonight was real.
Just a trailer for Secret of Ski. We're going to go to another video now, isn't it? Stop it. Shush. Yeah, just a trailer for Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, which I do enjoy, and I'm looking forward to the next season. But as with all these, these shows that like that, and like Oak Island and that show, you got to take it with a pinch of salt, haven't you? You've got to be. It did this last week. Remember? Just goes on to the next video, even when you press bloody pause. Where were I? These shows, you've got to take with a pinch of salt because they do embellish things and they do re-edit to make things look, different. So, but we'll leave it there. So, right, so that's that one. I will put that link in the description. Let's move on. That's a YouTube one. I've got a YouTube window up that we're going to check out later. There you go. Author's new book reveals UFO evidence. Let's have a look at this one because it's about John Hanson. Right. Am I going to have to... Can you see all this? Go away. I don't tell you. I hate them things. I've got to move back over here a little bit now. Move that up. Hang on. Where are we? There we go. Right, where were we? UFOs have been with us since the turn of the last century. I have to move that up again because it's all bloody... Look. Oh. Ad blocker. I know I'm using an ad blocker because I don't want to see bloody adverts every 5 flaming minutes and millions of pop-ups taking up half the screen. I mean, half the screen's taken up with logos anyway. Let's move that up. Right, where were we? New book lists police encounters with UFOs. Right, UFOs have been with us since the turn of the last century. That's the conclusion of former police detective John Hanson, who also evidence. What does that mean? Suggests we will continue to experience UFO phenomena for some time to come. And there's John Hanson, who took issue with a review of mine a few years ago and phoned me up. Thanks, Russ. Because I didn't believe in orbs. He did a talk at the UFO Data conference, and he had photos of orbs and stuff in Rendlesham Forest. And I put in my review that I'm not a fan of orbs, and I'm still not a fan of orbs. I think most of them can be explained, but there's obviously that small percentage of, there are some weird ones out there. And he took umbrage at that and phoned me up and was a bit cross with me. But what can I say? I'm not going to disagree. I'm not going to change my opinion just because he didn't like what I had to say. But I said he did say he'd seen them with his own eyes, so there couldn't be, dust or moisture caught in the flash. He said he'd seen them with his own eyes, and I said, well, fair enough. That's fair enough, isn't it? If you've seen them with your own eyes. That's a different matter, so we left it at that. Anyway, for God's sake, this article is only available to subscribers. Sorry, John, I can't read about your new book, but there it goes. Haunted Skies, the Encyclopedia of British UFOs. I'm sure it's very good, but thanks to the Stratford-upon-Avon Herald, they want you to subscribe, and I'm not doing, but I'll leave the link in the description anyway, and if you want to subscribe to read it, have at it. Right, next. What's this one? A quick report of a possible UFO sighting near Machesney Park. That's at the Rockford Scanner. I don't know. That's, but what? I suppose I better have a look at it. You should be playing number with me, won't you? Let's have a look. Oh, for God's sake. It's never ending, innit? It's never ending. Right. Where is it? Oh, there we go. RS Source, Rockford Scanner, I presume, reached out to RS, Rockford Scanner, and said that he saw a possible UFO near Machesney Park. Oh, it happened a few years ago near the 173 area. Is that the highway? Or, I don't know. Source said the UFO was huge, that it kept getting bigger and bigger before disappearing. No description of the UFO. And that they tried to find an explanation but was unsuccessful. Original report, we saw a huge UFO at night a couple of years back in Machesney, right past 173, was the biggest thing I've ever seen in the sky, before it got bigger and bigger, then just disappeared. We never figured out what it was, and we tried to. Is that it? Yeah, whatever. Very good. I'm sure it was cool. But, you know, just saying it got bigger and bigger and then disappeared doesn't really. Sorry. Residents of 2 Mexican cities say they're protected by aliens who live underwater. Oh, for God's sake. What are the best times to spot a UFO in Tampa? I don't know. FBI Air Force agents mysteriously raid house. Oh, I've seen that one. We saw that one last week, didn't we? The fellow that runs the Area 51 blog. There was another UFO sighting in Bradenton, Florida. Unknown craft photographed doing at least 500 miles per hour. Right, let's have a look at that one. Let's have a look at this one. I've got to move this down again now, haven't I? Right. There was another UFO sighting in Bradenton, Florida. Unknown craft photographed doing at least 500 miles per hour. That's not a... That. I'm not... No, I know that's not the actual photo. Right. Bradenton, Florida is starting to be known as a UFO town. No, that picture above isn't real. I made that in Photoshop. We're talking about an incident earlier this month that's adding to the Bradenton UFO lore. Bradenton Beach police officer Charles Morose, I wonder if he's sad, was doing a normal patrol along Coquina Beach when he looked up. After that, things got interesting. See, now it's a police officer, so you've got to take notice, haven't you, when it's a police officer reporting. Not that a normal person can't be as trustworthy, but, you know, it's a police officer, isn't it? You've got a lot more to lose than your average, you know, Joe. Along with the Coast Guard plane, he saw something else. Officer Morose, he saw a Coast Guard plane and something else. Officer Morose told the Anna Maria Sun, I saw a Coast Guard plane flying over the bay. Then I watched them turn back toward the Gulf. I thought, what the heck is that? As I look up and saw a big black thing in the sky. I'm estimating based on the size of the plane in the sky, it was at least the size of a car or maybe a small aircraft. Morose believes he was not the only one who saw the UFO. He says that the Coast Guard plane turned around as if to pursue the unknown object. The object which... Sorry, that was Princess, my cat. Taking an interest in what I'm doing, aren't you? Cheeky monkey. Where were we? The object which until then had remained stationary suddenly shot off like a rocket toward the horizon, and it was just gone. The officer said that the object had to be moving at least 500 miles per hour. He fortunately got a picture before it took off. We're going to see the picture. According to the Anna Maria Sun, who has the picture, I'm going to have to click on the link. The Sun reached out to the Cortez Coast Guard detachment, who forwarded the inquiry to their public relations department. After calls to... What are you doing? What's she doing here, look? What are you up to? Look. What are you doing there? You can't go there while I'm doing this, can you? Come on, over here. You get into trouble. My cat's decided to come and stand right in front of my monitor. I know you're gorgeous. Come on, over here. Over here. Come on, over here. Come on. Oh, make me... I'll play it right. Hang on, then. Just bear with me a minute. Are you being a nut? Yes, go now. That's it. She's a cheeky monkey, that one. She is. Yeah, get you. No, don't come back. Don't come back. You can do whatever you want when I've done this. Yes. Oh, where were we? We forwarded the inquiry to that. She's coming back now, look. Oh, she's a rating. This one. Come on. Look, she's here, look. She's here, look. She's being a cheeky, isn't she? Yes, yo. Go on. She's in the mood. After calls to multiple departments, we were told they would reach out if they had any information, claiming there was no incident reported in the area on the date and time reported by Morose. Ooh, you're trying to bite me now. You don't usually bite, do you? I told you you're in the mood. For instance, there's tweets that date back to 2010. As a result, will Bradenton become the next Area 51 for the UFO crowd? With white sand beaches and ET in the skies, it could be quite a draw. Many people have claimed to see UFOs in the area. What sets this latest one apart is that there's a picture, and it's a police officer who took it. Here's the link. The picture's a lot clearer on the Anna Maria Sun site. Oh, there we go. Oh, you can just see it there. So we'll go and look at the Anna Maria Sun web page. Oh, pardon me. Oh, pardon me. Do apologise. Right. Let's have a look. Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go. You see it there, look. You see it in a wider shot, just above, and you see it there. I'm getting drone vibes, to be honest. That's a big blooming plane, isn't it? When it's a Coast Guard plane, I'm expecting like, a little, like a little patrol craft, not a flaming massive thing like that. But there it is. I don't know what it is. It's unusual. I say I'm getting drone vibes, but, maybe not. Maybe not. But it could be. It could be. So I'll leave that link as well. So there you go. Very interesting. Very interesting. Right, next. Alien. Oh, that one. We've seen that one. Florida police officer. Oh, we've seen that. We just read about that one. Nation's largest centre for historical records on UFOs to be established in New Mexico. But it's in Roswell. Let's have a look. Oh, that's a big picture. Nation's largest centre for historical records on UFOs to be established in New Mexico. So you'll have to move this over now again, because they're always doing stuff differently, aren't they? Right. The largest historical archive of records on unidentified aerial phenomena in the nation will be unveiled in New Mexico in the coming years, according to a group of leading UFO historians and archivists. The National UFO Historical Records Centre, NUFOHRC, will be dedicated to the preservation and centralisation of UFO/UAP information in the United States, according to a press release announcing the new non-profit organisation. Led by researcher and historian David Marler, the organisation has announced its plans to have its archive housed at a facility in the Albuquerque, New Mexico area, drawing from collections housed by several researchers from across the country. Oh, so it's Albuquerque. I thought it would be Roswell. Drawing from collections housed by several researchers from across the country, the National UFO Historical Records Centre will feature documents from the collections of archivists Jan Aldrich, Rod Dyke, Barry Greenwood, I've heard that name, Rob Swiatek, that name rings a bell, and several others. Notably, the organisation's New Mexico facility will also house collections owned by the J. Allen Hynek Centre for UFO Studies, following the transfer of files by its director, Mark Rodriguez, PhD, to Marler in November 2020. Included with this collection are the personal files of J. Allen Hynek, the centre's namesake. Not just his namesake, it's named after him, who served as scientific advisor to the US Air Force's official UFO investigations for close to 2 decades, that being Project Blue Book. And that's a picture of David Marler, it says. Marler is currently also in possession of the files formerly maintained by the National Investigations Committee on Aerial Phenomena, NICAP, which at one time represented the largest civilian UFO investigative organisation in the United States, and says that as many as a dozen more private UFO collections have already been promised to be delivered to the facility over the next 2 years. With the accumulated data, we hope to assist with serious research endeavours and aid in an accurate chronicling of UFO/UAP history for present and future generations, regardless of belief or non-belief in the subject, read a portion of a press release issued by the group. Marler, who spoke with the debrief at length about the new endeavour, expressed appreciation for the renewed public interest in the UFO subject seen in recent years. What I find, though, is that despite the ever-increasing amount of people that are looking at the UFO or UAP subject, not a lot of people, a very small percentage, are interested in the history, Marler told the debrief. Everyone wants to know what's new, which is fair enough, Marler says, and part of that is due, I think, to the framework by which the intelligence community and the media in recent years has framed the discussion, this new discussion. Everyone seems to be looking at 2004 moving forward, or even later. Marla told the debrief, noting that we know that this history is diverse and rich and stretches many decades back, if not even further. I'm trying to preserve the history of the pre-2004 era, Marla says, much of which the general public has not seen. Apart from historical documents related to UFOs from the United States, Marla says the new organisation will also be home to records from countries in South America and other parts of the world, the inclusion of which will aim to provide a more diverse historical perspective on the subject and its global presence. We have a diverse history beyond just domestic United States case files, Marla told the debrief, noting that he is currently working with translators to produce English versions of documentation from Spanish and French-speaking countries. And there he is with his boxes of reports and stuff. Long-time researcher Barry Greenwood, who has collected historical information on UFOs from periodicals and other publicly available sources, as well as through the persistent and successful use of Freedom of Information Act (FOIA) requests over the course of several decades, emphasise the importance of having publicly, I struggle with that word, accessible digitised records on UFOs. I think it's the culmination of efforts by a lot of people in the past, Greenwood told the debrief. If we make an effort to say, scan the material and issue it in different portions to different sites, it can be used all over the world. That's incredible, Greenwood added. I remember the days when we couldn't access anything much outside the United States and Canada, so this is a big deal. Echoing Greenwood's statements, Marla emphasised the critical importance of making historical records related to UFO investigations available to the public, as well as their centralisation. We're at a very critical juncture right now. What are you breathing at? Eh? She's breathing. You know when cats do that breathing that they do that. We're at a very critical juncture right now as it relates to the UFO subject, but specifically UFO history, Marla says. We have a whole new era of We have a whole new era of legitimacy applied to the UFO subject that we've never had before, Marla adds, noting the involvement of government agencies like NASA, who only months ago announced that it would conduct its own study of UAP, as well as independent efforts by scientists and organisations who are taking the subject seriously. A similar renewed interest has been seen amidst professional aviation organisations. In recent days, the American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics, AIAA, announced the launch of its UAP Community of Interest, an effort spearheaded by former Navy FA-18 Super Hornet fighter pilot Ryan Graves. We covered this last week, I think it was last week or the week before. I think it was last week. I think it were both, actually. I think we looked at it last week and the week before, and it's that one where they've got like 30,000 people working for them or reporting to them. But the NASA study has, 16 people or 19 people, something like that. We have all these people expressing interest, and even in the National Defence Authorisation Act, NDAA, for 2023, they are finally addressing the history, Marla said in reference to language in current drafts for the forthcoming financial year 2023 NDAA. Our efforts are to centralise the UFO historical records in this country, but also to digitise it, Marla says. Marla says the Albuquerque area was selected to be the home of the new archival centre based on New Mexico's historical relationship to the UFO subject, citing several notable events that date back to the years just after the Second World War. Marla has also made inroads towards future collaborations with the University of New Mexico that may include student work aid programs, where a new generation of archivists can assist in ongoing collection management and digitisation efforts. I mean, they get students in to work for nothing. For the experience. Get coffees in, that's what they say. With the announcement of its proposed facility, the organisation has launched an official website where it will accept donations from the public who may be interested in supporting its effort to provide a home for these historical records. There are no national archives for ufology, Marla says, adding that he and his colleagues aspire for their new facility to represent the largest single UFO historical archive to have ever existed in the United States. Now there will be. So that's that one. Very interesting. Right, so that's one in the list. Right, let's carry on. We've seen that one. Glowing UFO spotted in China. Well, I can tell that's a rocket launch, you know, just by the look of that. That's not a UFO. Another one, tadpole or UFO. It's a rocket launch. That's what it is. Space books for children. Raid, Florida Cop, we've done that one. So it's all the same ones, isn't it? UFOs are no laughing matter for us behind the scenes of France's real-life ovni hunters. Oh, let's have a look at this one then. Oh, pardon me. Where are we? There we go. Right. UFOs are no laughing matter for us behind the scenes of France's real-life ovni hunters. That's another rocket launch. Oh, it says the launch of SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket, which resulted in reports being submitted. Yeah, they do look weird. I've seen, you know, videos of them, but I wouldn't think they were a UFO if I saw one, even if I didn't know it were a rocket launch. I think, you know, I probably, more than anything, I think, oh, that's a weird atmospheric effect. That's what I'd think. But anyway, in France, the study and information group on unidentified aerospace phenomena, GPAN, has been investigating unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, more commonly known as UFOs, for the past 45 years. Attached to the National Centre for Space Studies, CNES, GPAN has been invited by NASA to present its activities and working methods before a newly established independent team that will study data and set up methods to analyse unusual phenomena observed in the sky. Set up in 1977, GPAN is a team of 4 experts tasked with gathering witness accounts, conducting surveys, publishing studies, managing computer systems and overseeing the organisation's operations. A technical department at CNES, it relies on outside personnel, expertise and talent, liaising with numerous investigators, experts and institutions, including France's Air Force, National Gendarmerie and Police Force, the Directorate General for Civil Aviation, the National Centre for Scientific Research, CNRS, and the Weather Service, Météo France. Apologies for my accent. The existence of a UFO force in France has entered the country's popular imagination in recent years with the Canal Plus comedy drama series OVNIs, the French term for UFOs. It's also the Spanish term, isn't it? And the Portuguese term. I think it's the same, isn't it? In its quest for realism, the series depicts equipment used for GPAN investigations, including the SIM-OVNI, which were used to create simulations of the phenomena described in eyewitness accounts. What exactly is a UAP? Unidentified aerial phenomena are unusual events observed by eyewitnesses that are seemingly inexplicable. Is this a long article? It is quite long, isn't it? Right, so let's scroll down a bit. There we go. GPAN's methodology. Each mission. You can read this. It's going on a bit, isn't it? So you want to read about GPAN? You can read that, because to be honest, I can't be bothered. Another Falcon 9 rocket. Look. But this is from phys.org, which I think is a scientific website, isn't it? So they won't be saying it's aliens. They're looking at standard explanations, but I'll leave that in the list for you to look at. Right, that one over China again. It's a rocket launch, and I think that's about all we're going to get, isn't it? It's just that over and over again. Right, so let's go to YouTube. Have a look at the UFO news on YouTube. I will hit refresh, see if there's anything new. And I'll hit the filter. This week. I've clicked on this week, so we'll see. So that's that one. I'm going to move this over now, aren't I? A bit. There we go. That's UFO takes control of dropping military helicopter. That's from that's a clip from a TV show, isn't it? So I've got to be careful just playing that from a Discovery thing. That's thingy proof is out there. That's from a History Channel show. Where's the reports? Pilot shares videos of strange UFO sightings in skies over US. I think this is what we've seen, isn't it? I think we did this last week, didn't we? That's just 4 weeks ago there. Well, I picked this week, didn't I? Oh, it was unselected. Unbelievable. There we go. Ancient aliens, China, aliens in Moon Mystery Live, and is that Indian? I don't know. Sanskrit? I don't know. Whatever. Proof is out there. That's a lenticular cloud. That chap that got raided. 1967, police officers described UFO encounter. Let's have a look at that one. Won't be long, will it? I don't think.
Patrol car Delta 9 with PC Roger Willie and PC Clifford Waycott, based at Oakhampton, were out on night duty patrolling the A3072, Hatherley to Holsworthy Road. Precisely 1 minute past 4 o'clock this morning, they sighted an object 400 yards away from them and at treetop level. They reported immediately to Oakhampton Police Station, where further men were brought out. PC Willie, you were driving the patrol car at the time. Can you describe it to us?
Well, the object was likened unto a cross, although the inner parts were something similar to the points of a compass, and they were quite blurred, the inner parts of the cross.
But it was brilliant white, brilliant light.
How in fact did you see it? I mean, did it make any kind of noise to you?
No, there was no noise. The first time we saw it was when it was just above treetop height and ahead of us. And from then, Consul Willie just said, here we go then, and we drove off after it, if you know what I mean.
What kind of speed were you travelling at?
We were travelling very fast.
Did it make any kind of sound?
No sound that I heard at all. There was no outside noise apart from the noise of the car itself.
And the acceleration away from us was terrific. So really, we didn't get under it to hear any sound.
But you were really close enough to be absolutely certain that your eyes weren't fooling you?
Oh yes, it was just in front of us.
There was no question whatsoever that this was a figment of the imagination. It was definitely there. It was definitely either manned by some sort of being or remotely controlled. It was definitely being controlled to view our car or...
You had the feeling that it was watching you?
Definitely, yes.
There you go. Very interesting, isn't it? I'd better put that in the thingamabob, hadn't I? I'll have to go back now. Put that link in the description. There we go. I've got to open that in a new tab. There you go. Put that link in the description. That was interesting. That's from 1967, the year I was born. Oh, crikey. Happy birthday, me. Except it ain't my birthday. The Artemis 1 mission launched, isn't it, this week? Hooray! It's on its way to the moon. I don't know if it's there yet. It'll take a few days. I think it's going round the Earth a few times, maybe, before it sets off. It's not going like more or less directly like the Apollo ones did. I think it's going to take longer to get there, I think. I do believe Mystery Sonic Boom was heard across central Florida. Oh, that's interesting. That's just booms, isn't it? UFO. I don't know what that means. More clips. It's all clips from TV shows, isn't it? To be honest. Where's the UFO reports that aren't rocket launchers? Why is that in? Donald Trump announced he's running for US president. Hey, no, I'm not going to go. I'm not going into politics. Never mind. UFOs attacked US Navy SEALs in Antarctica. That's from the. I don't know what that's from, to be honest. Shall we have a look? How long's it gone for? Did it say? Let's have a look. If it's a quick one, we'll have a look. Oh, it's 15 minutes. That's too long, is that? Too long, is that? We'll skip through it. Pause. Oh, that's the Black Knight satellite, look. Oh, stop it, have it. Pause. Hey. Truly, the future unity things that they do waffle a bit before they get on to the meat of their subject, and sometimes they don't even seem to get onto that. I mean, look, they're on about Oumuamua here. Where's this UFOs attack US Navy SEALs in Antarctica? That's not that. Well, that might be, but that ain't. Let's go back a bit. Let's see what it says.
Antarctica's ice includes UFOs that crash-landed there several decades ago, probably before the Arctic region was even covered by ice. Several explorations have been done in Antarctica, especially when there was news about the possibility of a lost alien civilization buried in the ice of Antarctica. Most of the details are still classified, but leaked info on the files suggested that a battle went down in the Arctic Circle with what was only known and could be seen as flying saucers. This made the US Navy SEALs go on an expedition in Antarctica. Years later, several research has been continued in Antarctica, and researchers have proved that forms of alien life could have existed there in the past. We are very familiar with Antarctica's climate, and its temperature ranges from -10 degrees Celsius to -55 degrees Celsius. It wouldn't be easy for life to thrive under these conditions. However, researchers have snooped around and found that life is possible beneath Antarctica's ice. In their research, they discovered a warm and potentially habitable oasis under the thick ice of Antarctica. Near Mount Erebus, a volcano has caused a hollow system of ice caves during one of its eruptions. Inside these ice caves, could have a surprising change in temperature of about 25 degrees Celsius. This is a result of the two extreme climate products. The conditions of Antarctica's ice in these caves are visible in the tested leap. It is advisable to push deeper into these discoverabilities of alien life, as we have seen more than enough evidence of aliens and UFOs, including reports on them. Some of this evidence is often from declassified files from the United States and NASA. One such declassified files are 3 videos that were released alongside the UFO reports file that was released under the Freedom of Information Act.
Never mind. Sorry, Future Unity. Yeah, they do...
Patrol car.
They do, like, well-polished videos and stuff, but they don't get to the point. It's all about views and clicks, isn't it, these days? UFO almost collides with vehicle on California Highway 173. Oh, let's have a look at that one. Let's have a look at that one. Another 20-minute one. We can't watch a 20-minute video, I'm sorry. But it's not even coming on. Not even loading.
When we were headed up the canyon, I looked out my windshield, or off to the left corner of my windshield, and see 2 kind of dull-looking basketball-sized white lights. One of these things, I could see it change directions, come down toward the car at an angle, and then curve, and it went right by the driver's side window of my car. It freaked me out so bad. I hit the brakes, swerved to the right, and I actually leaned in the car to the right, thinking this thing was going to come to the window. It was no higher than the roof of my car by the time we passed it. I mean, we were within 3 or 4 feet of this thing, and it just kept going.
This sighting of spherical objects took place in the Kern River Canyon in central California and is just miles south of where Tracy and I captured a spherical ball in 2017, and just east of where a man witnessed a spherical ball coming out of a portal, and just south of where a fisherman witnessed a spherical ball floating above his head, and just north of where a couple witnessed spherical balls collecting over their house, and is also where the military tests special ops projects, and just west of where a witness observed a city-sized UFO.
Oh, very interesting. I'll leave that one in. You can check that one out and watch that. That 20-minute video from UFO Seekers. I'll click subscribe for that one. That's what I'll do, because they got on with it, didn't they? They got straight into it. They didn't fanny about. They just got on with it. Bless them. So they've got a subscribe from me. Something terrifying discovered in space. Insane UFO encounters. And an eyeball. Just, I don't think there'll be much there, to be honest. UFO sighting over Reno, Nevada. Right, let's have a look at this one. And then we'll call it a draw after this. Because I've got stuff to do. For Pete's sake. No, I didn't see it because it's too small and I can't go full screen because it's a short. I think I can. Oh yeah, shadow. Oh yes, yes, saw that. Don't know, I'll leave that in the list. It could be something mundane or it could be something unexplained. Full screen. Oh, anyway, steady on. Pause. I'll leave that one in. Right, we'll call it a draw at that. We'll leave it there for this week. So we got some interesting news reports there and some videos as well, so for you to look at. So yes, we'll leave it there. So thank you for watching. Don't forget, like and subscribe. I hope this camera's working. Like and subscribe and share the videos and all that. And hopefully we'll get more interesting stuff next week. I'm being too bad this week. I quite like doing this, disorganised way of doing this UFO news because I'm seeing things for the first time as well. So, wherever you are in the universe, look after each other, and until next time, I'll say they. You couldn't see my thumb there, could you? There we go. I'm looking at the wrong camera. I keep looking at the other camera, and it's up here. I'll say they.